Killian Hayes, who what a roller coaster of a season it's been, man. It could not have gotten off to a worse start. Then he was looking nice, and now it's like, fans are starting to give up on him. I'm at the point for the first time in my fandom, I'm like, I'm not going to be that upset to see him go. Is he part of the core or not?
This one I don't have a clear answer for you on, but I'm gonna have to say I'm leaning no. And I don't think that's a hot take for many Pistons fans at this point. It's just kind of unfortunate, like you said, we started rough, and then we had the whole narrative of him being really good in the middle of the season, and not even really good. He just had, a pretty decent stint where he was very efficient. And
I want to say he was good. Like, he was a starting point guard for like 15 games, honestly.
Yeah, he was. And he had some clutch moments where he took over games toward the end and hit some very big shots. I won't discredit that, but it was a very short stint looking at the season overall. And unfortunately, since then, things have kind of gone downhill again. He's having a lot of games where he scores less than 10 points, where he's not effective from the floor. He's super inefficient. And just not really super effective at all. And his minutes haven't been as effective as we'd like to see them. So unfortunately, when you need to cut off loose ends, he's going to be one of the first ones to go. I don't think Troy Weaver is going to have any problem saying goodbye to him if he was able to say goodbye to Sadiq Bey. So ultimately, I love you, Killian Hayes, but it's not working out. He's going to have to probably find an opportunity elsewhere, and hopefully it works out for him. Obviously, I love Killian, and I hope it works out here, but it's getting to a point where it's a little too repetitive.
I've been on his side the whole way, and I don't know if I want to jump off yet, but so do you think him or RJ, do you think it's going to be like either one is going to be on the team? Do you think it's kind of like they're going to be fighting for that spot next year, or do you think neither of them are on the team? Do you think they maybe find a veteran backup point guard? Obviously, Ivy and Cade can both play the point guard. Like, so you're out on him as being part of the core, right, for Killian?
An important part of it, yeah. I could see him maybe being a bench part for, maybe a year, maybe 2 years, but he's not going to be someone who's going to be around when we're making a playoff run.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. His field goal percentage is lower than it was last year at 37%, 30% from three. I don't know, man. Do you really – you just saw the stretch that he had, though.
Yeah, during that stretch, the eye test told you it was there. It told you it was there, and it was
yes, it was.
He can play, he can hoop, he can be there when the team needs him to be there, but it kind of almost vanished. It didn't quite vanish, but it kind of almost did. So it's going to be interesting to see. And when you ask between RJ and him, I'm going to give Killian the preference there. I think Troy still likes Killian a little bit, and would give him preference over Hampton unless Hampton shows out for the rest of the season. But again, we don't really know what Troy's plan is with Hampton, if it's just a little waiver here at the end of the year, or if it's someone he actually wants to keep around. It's very possible Hampton goes to another team for summer league, and then that team ends up signing him. Who knows? So that's kind of a little early to know. But if he were to stick around, I think he would give Killian preference on that one.
That I still think he's an NBA player. I still think he's at least a backup. And I'm not even – maybe he could be like a fringe starter, because I think he's only 21 years old, and I think we've come to the realization he's probably not going to be a very efficient player. Like, he's not going to be a guy that's going to be in the mid to upper 40s. I think he's probably going to be lower 40s in terms of field goal percentage, probably mid 30s from three at the peak of his power. So – peak of his power.
Hey, he could be a powerful player, maybe.
I don't know. But yeah, I'm kind of getting reminiscent just thinking about that stretch that he had, because it was looking pretty good there. But I want to give him one more year. It's like bring in a veteran guard that's not Corey Joseph. And if he sucks at the beginning of next year, then and you're competing for a play-in, then fine. Cut the loose ends. But if you can't guarantee you're going to be a playing team next year, it's going to pain me that we're going to cut him at 21, 22 years old, and then in a couple years he's going to pull a Cameron Payne. He's going to pull a Cameron Payne, and he's going to be a good backup on a good team. which I still think that's a realistic possibility. And while the season maybe hasn't been what we've hoped for, I still think there's been growth this season.
Absolutely.
Just from the stretch of games that he's had. Maybe not be as much as we've wanted it to. So is he part of the core for me? No, I don't think so. I don't know, man.
Yeah. Like you said, I mean, we can give him one more year. The unfortunate reality is this year was his year to kind of figure things out because of Cade's injury, especially. And so next year with a fully healthy team, his minutes aren't going to be that substantial. So he's going to have bench minutes at best, and probably some third string minutes. I wouldn't even be surprised if that happens at some point during the season. So he's not really going to have the same opportunity to show out and prove himself. So it's going to be difficult for him to do that. The second half of the season here is going to be really, really telling of how he carries himself going into the summer and into next season.
Say I'm out on him as a Pistons fan, but I'm not out on him as a player. Like, I still believe in him as a player. I just don't think it's going to be for the Pistons. So I'm not giving up on him. I've gone this long. I'm not giving up, man.
Yeah. I've never given up on him either. I'm with you on that one, but yeah, just not here, unfortunately.